Sometimes in life, there is that change that comes and we know about it. We know how we are going to react about it. We know who we are going to call. We know where to start. We know where to go, or even who to turn to. But there's that change that life throws you, and you don't know who you can turn to. You don't know where to start. And that's what I am discussing today. Trusting the process of change. That change that you must do to face another phase of life. So hi guys, this is your one and only Eric on the winning side, and welcome back to this channel. Make sure that you watch this video to the end. So guys, today I'm going to give an illustration of an eagle, and you're going to derive lessons from the life of an eagle, because I tend to believe that this animal, it's there for a reason, and the way it lives its life, there is also a reason. And there's one thing that catches my attention with the way the eagle lives, because one thing that you need to know, that an eagle can live up to 70 years of age, but before it lives for all that time, I'll tell you that there is a process of change at some point, and that is at 30 years of age. It has to go a certain process of change for it to be able to live the other 40 years. And so guys, the first 30 years, at 30 years, normally the eagle is very heavy because of the thick feathers on the chest, and also it may not be able to fly because of those thick feathers. Also, I'll tell you that the long beak at this time is normally bent, so it cannot be able to catch its prey very well as before. And also the talons, the talons, they are also not very much strong, and that means something has to be done. Or if the eagle doesn't do something, then it's going to die at the age of 30. And so this eagle normally flies higher to the mountain, and the first thing that it does, it hits its beak against a rock. And once the beak is off, it waits for a couple of days for the beak to regrow again, all right? And then after the beak grows, then using the new beak, then the eagle gets rid of the talons. Then after the talons, then once the talons have regrown again after a couple of days, then using the talons, it's able to remove the old feathers, and the eagle right now it's brand new. It has like regrown again. It's totally new. Okay, and at this point it can even fly much higher. And all this process, it normally takes about 150 days. That's about 3 months. And guys, I would like us to learn with the eagle. There's that time in your life that very well you need to be making some adjustments in your life. And at times, as much as you are not ready, you are called to make those drastic changes because of your life. There are those kind of memories that you're going to leave behind because of your next life. There are those kind of, there are people you're going to leave behind because of your next phase of life. I'll give you an example. You might be a single guy right now, or a single lady, and the moment that you have entered into the marriage institution, there are things you're going to change so that you accommodate your new life. I'll give you another example. If you're moving from your one level of education to another level of education, there are things you're going to leave to accommodate your next phase of life. There is also another change. You might be resigning from a full-time job, starting your own business. There are things that you're going to live that will have you so that you are able to accommodate your new phase of life. And this is what I'm saying, that there is that change that you have to make so that you can go on. If you continue living on with the old memories, with the old friends, with the old habits, then that means there is something that is that will not work in your next phase of life, or you're not going to live for long in your next phase of life. There's something you're not going to give the results that you're expected to give. Like the eagle, it has to go in isolation, to fly high to the mountain, into its own nest. It has to lock itself within its own space and work itself out. There's that time that you need to lock yourself out. You need to go from outside to inside, and you need to study even more because of the new course that you've decided to do. You have to work out your gifts, you have to work out your talents, you have to work out your strength because of the next phase of life. The change is very important. Guys, this is what I'm calling us to do. The moment change hits your door, don't run away from it, but actually embrace it for the greater good of your life in future. Because I'll tell you, if the ego doesn't respond to the change, to the natural change of life, then that ego, you are sure that it's not going to surpass the 30 years of age. But the moment you embrace that change, then you know that you have the new strength, and you are able to face another 40 years, not just 30, but another 40 years. You have new strength to face the new career change or the new change of life. It might be anything. And this is what I'm asking all of us to do, because there's one thing that I've realized, that if you don't take positively what you're experiencing in your life, then that means that those people who are behind you, in due time, they will be ahead of you. Those things that you think they cannot catch up with you, in due time, those things will catch up with you. And soon or later, you'll be saying that I wish I knew that I never wasted my time. I wish I knew I could have done this. No matter how hard it was, I could have gone for that job offer. You lose an opportunity just because you cannot embrace the change that you need. So guys, let's learn from the ego, because I believe this is a lesson that we need to embrace. Isolate yourself sometimes. Get out of the crowd. There are too many noises, too many voices speaking to you. But what does that still small voice say to you? Because that's the voice of God. What can you hear inside of you? Is it time to stand up and move? Is it time to wait? I need to sit down. Because there are times that even God is going to hold you back a little bit just to make the road clear for you and remove all the stones and make that road clear for you. Then He releases you and you continue with your journey. The time for change, when it comes, don't run away from it. The time that you're required to be sitting down, can you sit down? The moment you're required to stand up and act, can you stand up and act? Don't run away from the change, because it's through that change that you are going to experience even God's love. As the saying goes, trust the process. Do not fear anything. Go through that change fearless, courageously. Embrace what you need to embrace. And I'll tell you for sure that you're not going to regret the moment you're making those changes. Your life will be much more better. You'll be a more refined person when you make certain changes in your life. Guys, I trust that you've learned something today and you've picked a lesson from the life of an eagle. And I hope that you're going to meet in the next video. Guys, remember, if you have not subscribed to this channel, remember to hit that subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up. What that does to this video, YouTube recommends this video even to a greater audience because of your support and because of your love. So guys, until next time, let's meet in the next video. Bye bye.